message to the coaches today was very much around the coach ownership of the analysis process, what their role is and what they have responsibility for in terms of really driving the process to make sure that they get the maximum from any analysis they do to help improve their players and their team. Analysis is a key part of the coaching process. It's a key skill that all coaches need. Some coaches have more than others, and it's a skill that can be trained. So I suppose the key things are reflection, to go and look and to be systematic about how you look and notate. If you're watching a video, start with your video, look at the video and try and notate the key things that happened, and then you're looking to formulate your coaching ideas around that. But I would have to say that the principal starting point is to think through what your own philosophy is. What is your philosophy of how you want the game played? And then what does that look like on the pitch?
I think myself and Denise are both keen analysts, and we're really keen that the service is used effectively. And it's the different elements are pitched at the right level. So, for example, if you're starting from scratch, you'll start with your video and build from there, where the more experienced analysts and coaches are going to look for a little bit more depth around how what analysis has been completed, how reliable are your indicators, are you consistent in your message, how are you delivering, what platform are you using to share your information, deliver it, and then obviously what action are you getting at the end.
With regard to feedback to players, if you think about the context, I got a question today with regard to feedback to underage teams. You know, what information can those guys take on? You have to be very careful, and really you're looking for those guys. It's just the big picture stuff. If you want to count anything, count the skills, the blocks, the tackles, that sort of thing. But in terms of feedback to your adult teams, think of the level at which they're working at, and think of the availability of those guys in terms of time and being able to sit down and take in information.
Yeah, well, I think we look back to 3, 4, 5 years ago. It was really hard to collect video. You really had to work hard to get video, but the tools are so much easier now, and the mechanisms are there for video from your phone or from elevated position, that sort of idea. I would always say that people start from video, build from there, and then that idea of very quickly, I think people will say, right, take example, you're using performance analysis, then they want to immediately look at the opposition. Well, I would say you got to understand yourself first and your own team, and when you understand yourself first, then you can break out and you can start to examine opposition with a clear understanding of what you can change and tweak in order to beat those. People very quickly to look at opposition. So start with video and look at yourself first. Get that right. I think within boxing we probably that's the majority of our time. Probably 80% of my time is looking at our own performances, the Irish boxers' performance, then 20% of the opposition. Because the concept and idea, if you perform to your best of ability, then the outcome controls itself. The outcome is what it is. You can't control it. So just look at yourself first and look at video.